This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is net worth in America. So there's a tweet on in today's or yesterday's Twitter X that says the net worth breakdown by percentile. So it essentially says the top 1%, 12 million or above, 11.6 million or above, the top 2%, 2.7 million, the top 5%, you're basically a millionaire, 1.17, the top 10%, 970,000, and the top 50%, 585,000. Now, I have no idea if those numbers are correct or not. What I do know is there's probably 40% of the people in our country that have almost nothing, and that is itself a shame. I don't have an answer to that, but it's not redistributing money. But directionally, these numbers are probably right. The other stat that I know is that there's about 30 to 60,000 centimillionaires in the United States, of which about a third of those, in the world, of which about a third of those centimillionaires, people worth 100 million or more, are in the United States. So anywhere between 10 to 20,000 people and so forth have families or households that are worth 100 million plus. And I've always said the top 1%, closer to 15 million were the stats I looked at a long time ago, but this breakdown says 11.6 million. Again, I find these stats always fascinating. You know, when somebody says they're poor, but they're in the top 5%, in the big scheme of things, they've got it pretty good. And of course, poor in financial health is almost always in the eye of the beholder, because some people think they're poor, where by anybody else's standards, they would be very rich. Other people think they're rich, but by the next guy's standards, they're quite poor. So no easy answer on a lot of this stuff, but thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Again, about 60,000 people in the world worth $100 million or more, about a third of those in the United States. Top 1% by these stats, around 11.6 million. I thought it was a little bit higher. Top 2%, 2.7 million. Top 5%, 1.17 million. Top 10%, 970,000. And top 50%, 585,000. I know these numbers are right or wrong, but it's probably directionally accurate. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.